Hey family, I have a question for you. Is there anyone watching this video who is praying for something so big, so great? Or maybe you've been praying for the same thing for a very long time, and it still hasn't happened? Does it ever feel like what you're praying for is too much to ask? Or maybe the answer is just a flat-out no? But then you stop and think, if it's not meant to happen, then why is this desire so heavy on my heart? The inner conflict of a faithful heart. Have you ever stepped back and said to yourself, this prayer should be aligned with God's will? It's not like I'm asking for a yacht or $1 million. I've been there. I've prayed for things like, Abba, I just want my own home, a space to raise a family, a place to rest. Abba, I just want my kingdom spouse, so I don't have to do this journey on earth alone. But then, in the same breath, I find myself saying, but if it's not in your will to happen right now, I'll understand. Why? Because I've waited so long that even while praying, I'm already preparing for disappointment. I catch myself doing it again, letting what I see determine what I believe. I start calculating outcomes based on my limited view, forgetting that we're called to walk by faith, not by sight. I forget that YAHUAH never asked for my logic, he asked for my trust. And here I am, leaning on my own understanding like it's enough, when in reality it's only showing me the surface. I'm letting human eyes define a supernatural outcome. I'm putting the infinite power of the Most High in a box small enough to fit inside my reasoning, but the truth is, one word from His mouth can shift everything. One divine breath can flip the script, and I'm reminded His power isn't limited by what I can perceive. It's only limited by what I'm willing to believe. Can anybody relate to that? Or is it just me? I've done this so many times over the past few years. I pray with Philippians 4:6 in mind. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving present your requests to God. But right after praying, that little voice creeps in and says, it hasn't happened yet, so maybe it won't. Maybe this just isn't for you. Maybe God's silence means no. So instead of leaving my request at the foot of the cross, I start backpedaling. I try to guard my heart from disappointment by diluting the prayer. And in doing that, I also shrink my faith. That whisper, that subtle voice telling you to quit, to shrink, to stop believing, that's the enemy. And the thing is, he doesn't have to yell. All he needs is a whisper, just one seed of doubt. You can't do that. It's never gonna happen. No one's ever gonna love you. Why bother? Then we take it from there, running wild with our own insecurities, past wounds, self-hate and fear. We unknowingly finish the enemy's sentences for him. But here's the truth. You need to learn his voice just as clearly as you learn the voice of our Father, because once you can recognize that toxic echo, you can shut it down. See, the voice of the Father? It doesn't condemn, it corrects. It doesn't crush, it calls you higher. It's that quiet, powerful whisper that says, yes you can, yes you will, I love you so much I died so you could live. But too often we get spiritual amnesia. We forget how many times our backs were against the wall, and YAHUAH delivered us. We forget how many times we made it through things we swore would break us. If we could just tap into those past victories, use them as fuel, we'd have all the strength we need to silence that what if. When anxiety says, what if it all falls apart? You say, I can do all things through Yahushua who strengthens me. Because his voice is still speaking, and it's not whispering doubt, it's declaring destiny. If this message blessed you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The conclusion of this video is just the beginning. Leave more room for faith. Part 2 inches is out now. Click to watch and keep the fire going.